Dear students, welcome back to our online class again. This is Mohammad Dushimuddin again with you, and today I am with another class for the students of class 9 and 10, as you can see on the board. Okay, and today my topic is transformation of sentence part 2. As you can see on the board, transformation of sentence part 2, and my previous class was on the same topic, and it was from simple to complex and compound, and today we will discuss on compound to complex and simple. That is, we are to discuss today on how to transform a sentence from compound to complex and simple. And what is simple, complex and compound sentence? In our previous class we have discussed about their definition, how to identify them, and today we will discuss on how to transform a compound sentence from complex to complex and simple one. Okay, so let's start. Dear students, as you know, a compound sentence. What's a compound sentence? Is a sentence having two principal clauses connected with a correlated conjunction like and, but, or. So if you can see a compound sentence, okay, think that this is a compound sentence. The man finished his duty and went away. The man finished his duty and went away. If we make it complex, what happened? The man finished his duty and went away. That means and he went away. As or when the man finished his duty, comma, he went away. And the simple one is finishing his duty, comma, the man went away. So what are the rules here? What we can find here, that the sentences is compound one with and at the beginning of the sentence there is subject plus principal verb, and in the middle there is and. So we make it complex using as or when. We will use as or when to make it complex. And to make it simple, how can we make it simple? Using verb plus ing, that is participle verb. We will use verb plus ing or participle verb using present participle or verb plus ing. And so if you look at the sentence, the man finished his duty and he went away. As the man finished his duty, he went away. Or when the man finished his duty, he went away. And the simple one is finishing his duty, the man went away. And another sentence, the captain was ill and the team did not play. The captain was ill and the team did not play. And if we make it complex, what will happen? As the captain was ill, the team did not play. And the simple one, the captain being ill, the team did not play. So how can we make it complex and simple? This sentence is also a compound one using and. Having and, this is a compound one. And at the beginning of the sentence there is to be verb was, the captain was ill. So subject plus auxiliary verb, to be verb, and in the middle there is and. We can use as or when, and to make it simple we can use being or subject plus being, and the remaining part there is no change actually. If you look at this sentence, the captain was ill, the captain being ill, the team did not play. So where we will use being? If there is auxiliary verb, that is to be verb, at the beginning of the sentence, that is if the sentence starts subject plus to be verb and in the middle there is and মাঝখানে and এবং শুরুতে subject verb to be verb আছে, সেক্ষেত্রে আমরা being ব্যবহার করব। And if there is subject plus at the same time is there is subject plus have verb with and, we will use as or when, and having to make it simple one. Like that, I have done my duty and I left the office. When I have done my duty, I left the office. And the simple one is having done my duty, I left the office. So we will use having if there is subject plus have verb. If these are the two, we can make these three types of simple compound sentence, the complex one using as or when. এই তিন ধরনের সেন্টেন্স, তিনটে সেন্টেন্সকে আমরা as বা when দিয়ে কমপ্লেক্স করব, and there is no change actually except the end will be omitted, and at the beginning of the sentence we will use as or when, as for any particular reason and when for mentioning time. Okay, and then the old man was very tired and he could not work. The old man was very tired and he could not work. Well, very tired and. So if we make it complex, what will happen? The old man was so tired that he could not work. And the simple one is the old man was too tired to work. Two and two. What are the, so if we look at these sentences, what are the changes we can see? There is very and, there is very and in the complex one there is so that, and in remaining part of the sentence there is no change actually. So if we get any sentence, if we find any sentence using very, adjective or adverb plus and the compound one is using very plus adjective or adverb plus and. We can make it complex one simply using so or that, so dot dot that. That is just we will use so in place of very and that in place of and. Very উঠে গিয়ে so বসবে and উঠে গিয়ে that বসবে এবং সেন্টেন্স আর কোনো পরিবর্তন হবে না. This is the complex one, and we will make it simple one using two adjective to. And if you can see here in these sentences, we use to in place of very and to in place of and. So very উঠে গিয়ে to বসবে and উঠে গিয়ে to বসবে এবং ভার্বের আগ পর্যন্ত যে অংশটা আছে সাবজেক্ট and এর পরে ভার্বের আগ পর্যন্ত যে অংশটা আছে সেই অংশটা উঠে যাবে. সিম্পল করতে হলে এই অংশটা উঠে যাবে. So the symbol can be subject verb ঠিক থাকবে to very adjective or adverb plus and. We will make it complex using so plus adjective or adverb plus that, and we will make it simple using to plus adjective or adverb plus to. We will remember it in this way that whenever we will get any sentence very using very adjective and we will use so adjective that, and to make it simple we will use to adjective to. Alright, so I think that if you remember in this way you can do it well. And if you look for another sentence, he tried hard but he could not do the work. He tried hard but he could not do the work. And the complex one is though he tried hard, comma, he could not do the work. So what are the change here? Just we use though in place at the beginning of the sentence, and there is but, we omit this and we use a comma in place of but. If the subordinate clause is at the beginning of the sentence, we will use comma here, and if the subordinate clause is at the last of the sentence, we will not use any comma. Okay, and if we make it simple one, trying in spite of his trying hard, in spite of his trying hard, he could not do the work. In spite of his trying hard, he could not do the work. So these are the simple one. This is the simple one. How can we make it simple? If we get any sentence and but at the beginning, but or yet at the middle of the sentence. If a compound sentence is with but or yet, we will make it complex using though or although. You can use either of the two. Just we will use, how can we make it complex one? Just we will use though at the beginning of the sentence and a comma in place of but. But will be omitted and we will use a comma in place of but, and we will use though at the beginning of the sentence, and the remaining part of the sentence there is no change actually. So if you look at this sentence, just but টা উঠে গিয়ে comma বসবে sentence এর শুরুতে অথবা subordinate clause এর শুরুতে though অথবা although বসবে. though although যে কোনোটি ব্যবহার করা যায়. And the simple one is in spite of his trying hard. So the sentence is in spite of. We will use in spite of or despite. In spite of or despite. Just use in spite of at the beginning of the sentence or despite, and then we'll use a participle verb, that is verb plus ing, or being, having. If there is a principal verb, we'll use if there is an action verb, we'll use participle form, present participle form of that verb. If there is to be verb, we'll use being. If there is have verb, we'll use having. In this way, we can make it simple one. And if we look at another sentence, write correct answer or you will not get good marks. This is a compound sentence using or. So there is another type of sentence, subject plus verb, or we can get otherwise. Or অথবা otherwise যুক্ত কোনো sentence যদি পাই, how can we make it complex one? Write correct answer or you will not. Just we'll use unless or if not. Unless you write correct answer, comma, you will not get good marks. And the symbol. So how can we make it complex one? Using unless or if not. If you don't write correct answer. Unless means if you don't. Unless you do, that means if you don't do. So you can use both, either the two. You don't write correct answer, you will not get good marks. Or unless you write correct answer, you will not get good marks. And the simple one is without writing correct answer. Without writing correct answer, you will not get good marks. So this sentence is subject plus verb to থাকছে. If there is or otherwise at the middle of the sentence, we will use unless or if plus negative verb to make it complex. And the remaining part of the sentence, there will be no change actually. And we will make it simple using without plus verb plus ing, without plus gerund. Okay, without plus gerund দিয়ে আমরা এটাকে সিম্পল করতে পারবো। সো আমরা যদি এই সেন্টেন্সগুলোকে দেখি, তাহলে or অথবা otherwise যুক্ত কোনো কম্পাউন্ড সেন্টেন্সকে কমপ্লেক্স করতে হলে আমরা unless অথবা if প্লাস নেগেটিভ ভার্ব দিয়ে করব। কিভাবে করব? সেন্টেন্সের শুরুতে unless বসবে প্লাস সাবজেক্ট প্লাস ভার্ব ফর্ম, আইএনজি ভার্ব ফর্মটা বসবে, ভার্ব ফর্মটা বসবে, সব ঠিক থাকবে, or এর জায়গায় কমা হবে এবং বাকি অংশে কোনো পরিবর্তন নেই। And the simple one is without writing correct answer, we'll use without plus gerund. আমরা সেন্টেন্সের শুরুতে there is no subject actually, without plus the participle, present participle form of the verb, given verb. And this is the simple one. And if we look for another type of sentence, we should obey our parents and we will be blessed. We should obey our parents and we will be blessed. And the complex one is if we obey our parents, we will be blessed. And the simple one is by obeying our parents. By obeying our parents, we will be blessed. So we can use this sentence is subject plus verb and there is and. Subject plus should or must, or sometimes there may be imperative sentence. Imperative, like obey your parent. This is an imperative sentence. If the subject is you, there will be an imperative sentence, and if the subject is other than you, you will get subject plus should or must or have to, and then and. We will make this sentence using if plus affirmative verb. And if plus affirmative verb, and the simple one is by plus gerund or verb plus ing. So if you look at this sentence, we should obey our parents and we will be blessed. The complex one is if we obey our parents, we will be blessed. And the simple one is by obeying our parents, we will be blessed. So if we look at these sentences, how can we remember them very easily and shortly? Just use these symbols. Subject plus principal verb and যেসব সেন্টেন্স এন্ড যুক্ত সেন্টেন্স গুলি যেগুলো শুরুতে সাবজেক্ট প্লাস প্রিন্সিপাল ভার্ব থাকবে আমরা অ্যাজ বা হোয়েন দিয়ে কমপ্লেক্স করব এবং পার্টিসিপল প্রেজেন্ট পার্টিসিপল ভার্ব দিয়ে দ্যাট ইজ আইএনজি যুক্ত ভার্ব দিয়ে আমরা এটাকে সিম্পল করব এবং যদি সাবজেক্ট ভার্ব টু বি ভার্ব থাকে তাহলে এটাকে বিং দিয়ে করব সিম্পল এবং সাবজেক্ট প্লাস হ্যাভ ভার্ব থাকলে এটাকে হ্যাভিং দিয়ে করব তাহলে আমরা খুব সিম্পলি মনে রাখবো সাবজেক্ট প্লাস প্রিন্সিপাল ভার্ব টু বি ভার্ব হ্যাভ ভার্ব থাকলে সবগুলিকে অ্যাজ বা হোয়েন দিয়ে আমরা কমপ্লেক্স করব এবং সিম্পল করতে হলে ইং বিং হ্যাভিং দিয়ে করব এবং যদি ভেরি অ্যাডজেক্টিভ এন্ড যুক্ত সিম্পল সেন্টেন্স কম্পাউন্ড সেন্টেন্স পাই সেটাকে আমরা কমপ্লেক্স করতে হলে সো অ্যাডজেক্টিভ দ্যাট দিয়ে করব এবং সিম্পল করতে হলে টু অ্যাডজেক্টিভ অ্যাডভার্ব প্লাস টু দিয়ে টু ডট ডট টু এন্ড বার্ড অর ইয়ের যুক্ত কোন সেন্টেন্স যদি পাই আমরা বার্ড অথবা ইয়ের যুক্ত সেন্টেন্স গুলিকে কমপ্লেক্স করতে হলে দো অথবা ইউ অলদো ইউজ করে করব কিভাবে জাস্ট সেন্টেন্সের যেই জায়গাটাতে বার্ড থাকবে বার্ডটা উঠে যেতে হবে বার্ডটা উঠে গিয়ে কমা বসবে সেন্টেন্সের শুরুতে দো অথবা অলদো বসবে এবং এই সেন্টেন্সটাকে সিম্পল করতে হলে ইন স্পাইট অফ অথবা ডেসপাইট দিয়ে করব এবং মনে রাখতে হবে ইন স্পাইট অফ অথবা ডেসপাইট এর পরে অবশ্যই ভার্বের আইএনজি ফর্ম হবে অথবা টু বি ভার্ব থাকলে সেখানে বিং হবে হ্যাভ ভার্ব থাকলে হ্যাভিং হবে এবং সাবজেক্টের পরে যদি আমরা দেখি অর অথবা আদারওয়াইজ যুক্ত কোনো কম্পাউন্ড সেন্টেন্স অর অথবা আদারওয়াইজ সেক্ষেত্রে আমরা কি করব এটাকে আনলেস অথবা ইফ প্লাস নেগেটিভ ভার্ব দিয়ে কমপ্লেক্স করব আনলেস করব আনলেস প্লাস সাবজেক্ট প্লাস ভার্ব and there is nothing to make it negative and the remaining part of the sentence there will be no change just you will use unless plus subject plus verb অথবা or you can use if plus subject plus negative verb unless you do that means if you don't do and we can make it simple one using without plus gerund that is without plus verb plus ing and if we get a sentence using imperative plus and or subject plus should must plus and like that one if we can make it complex using if plus subject plus affirmative verb and you can use some other thing like that if or in case of on in place of etc and we can make it simple one using by plus gerund that is by plus verb plus ing so if you keep this in mind simply these hints you can make any compound sentence complex and simple one. So dear students, I think you will practice at home, and you can get it easily. You can solve any type of problem from transformation easily. Okay, thank you very much. Hope to see you in your next class. Allah Hafiz.